Hi, I'm Morgan.
And I'm Stevie.
And welcome to the Unhinged Smut Book Club podcast. These are rom-coms with murderers.
I want to kiss Lark on the lips. I know you're trying to steal me from my husband, but we don't need to sabotage my marriage.
Yet another unprepped anal situation.
The thing I've been through has only made me bitchier.
Let the whore out, Lark.
I look at the ladies and I'm like, oh, I don't mind if I do.
Not muffinry.
This is a podcast where we discuss the most unhinged smut that the publishing world has to offer.
It's a book club, but for sluts. On today's episode, we are covering Leather and Lark by Brynne Weaver. The back of the book summary is: contract killer Lachlan King wants a quiet life working in his leather studio and forgetting all about his traumatic past. But when he botches a job for his boss's biggest client, Lachlan knows he'll never claw his way out of the underworld. At least not until a songbird, Lark Montague, offers him a deal. Use his skills to hunt down a killer and she'll find a way to secure his freedom. The catch? He has to marry her first. And they can't stand each other. Indie singer-songwriter Lark is the sunshine and glitter that burns through every cloud and clings to every crevice that Lachlan Kane tries to hide inside. The surly older brother of her best friend's soulmate, Lachlan thinks she's just a privileged princess, but Lark has plenty of secrets hiding in the shadows of her bright light. With her formidable family in a tailspin and her best friend's happiness on the line, she's willing to make a vow to the man she's determined to hate, no matter how tempting the broody assassin might be. As Lachlan and Lark navigate the dark world that binds them together, it becomes impossible to discern their fake marriage from a real one. But it's not just familiar dangers that haunt them.
So we covered the first book of this series back in January. So we already covered Brynne Weaver as an author, but I'll go ahead and retell a bit of her other works. So she's had several published works, fiction and nonfiction, but she's best known for this series, starting with Butcher and Blackbird. But she's written several others, including a romantasy series called The Diviner, and there's a Shadow Realm paranormal dark romance series, and she also co-wrote a contemporary dark standalone romance called Black Sheep with Alexa Harlow. She aspires to write female-focused stories about complex, resilient, imperfect characters who struggle with anger, trauma, fear, courage, and love. So Morgan, how did we hear about this series? Let's just touch back on that again, even though we talked about it in January.
I initially had read Butcher and Blackbird after hearing about it from TikTok, and obviously we're going to read the next book in the series.
Obviously. After a first book like that.
You have to.
You have to.
Especially with the way that it ended. The epilogue ended in Butcher and Blackbird, which really kind of sets us up for the next book.
So before we get into the storyline setup, let's cover some tropes and trigger warnings. So tropes, marriage of convenience.
Enemies to lovers.
Yeah, like a hate to love situation.
Loathing.
Don't want to get copywritten.
And there's a grumpy sunshine dynamic.
That wraps it up, I think.
I really think so.
We could get into micro tropes, but why nitpick? The nature of this podcast and also this series, there's going to be some trigger warnings. So Brynne Weaver is famous for her trigger warnings in Butcher and Blackbird, and trigger warnings for this book don't let you down. No. So I'm just going to read directly from the book because I can't say it funnier than she can. And calling trigger warnings funny is unhinged. So we're in the right spot.
Absolutely.
So we have eyeballs but not eye sockets, so you're welcome. Teeth and tooth byproducts. I might have ruined pizza and beer. Also smoothies. Still not sorry. Snow globes. Auto-cannibalism? ? Welcome to a debate you never thought you'd have. Numerous weapons and sharp objects, including darts, scissors, guns, saws, knives, grinders, an edger, and a little implement called an enucleation spoon. Severed fingers. You might have new thoughts about crafting with epoxy resin. Vehicular collisions. Drowning in various forms. Terminal illness of a loved one. Detailed sex scenes which include, but are not limited to, adult toys, choking, rough sex, mild degradation, sexual acts in public, pegging, praise cake. References to parental neglect and child abuse, not depicted. References references to child sexual assault not depicted, religious references / trauma, explicit and colorful language, including a lot of blasphemy, don't say I didn't warn you, injured dog, cause of injury not depicted, and he is okay, I promise. There's a lot of death. It's a book about a contract killer and a serial killer falling in love, so I feel like that's probably a given. And that sums it up.
Okay, before we get into it, I want to, huge spoiler warning. This is a book club, so...
We're speaking assuming you've read the book already.
Yes, as you would do at a book club. Mm-hmm. Everybody would have read it.
I will say, if you haven't read it yet, and you hear us, and things are spoiled for you, I still think you could read the book and enjoy it.
Absolutely. I absolutely do think you could read the book and enjoy it.
Also just the type of person who very frequently looks up endings of books before I finish reading them. I'm just that kind of person.
That's okay.
I'm always able to have a good time.
Okay, so this is a huge spoiler warning. We're going to get into it. We are going to spoil some things. Let's go.
Let's give an overall of the storyline, a little bit beyond the back of the book summary.
Yes. So Lachlan Kane is a character you meet very briefly in Butcher and Blackbird. He is the brother of Rowan Kane, who is the main love interest in Butcher and Blackbird. And Lark Montague is Sloane's best friend. You meet both of these characters in Butcher and Blackbird, and so they kind of have their own story. Now, this is a marriage of convenience book, so what winds up happening is Lark is a serial killer.
Did not see that coming.
I did not see that coming. I was so surprised.
I was really into it.
So Lark is a serial killer, Lachlan is a contract killer, and Lark's whole family is into some shady shit. Mm-hmm. And that is kind of how they meet. Lark has killed someone who she thought deserved it.
Yeah, that's any protagonist serial killers in this series are like vigilante style. So she's going after pedophiles. Basically.
So Lark has run this guy off the road. She calls her stepdad and is like, hey dad, I need some help with cleanup. And Lachlan comes out and he has to get this body in this car out of the lake, basically. And they meet, but Lachlan is
in scuba gear.
Full scuba gear, ski mask, can't see his face. And Lark is in Harley Quinn makeup and outfit because it's Halloween. So they meet, but they don't know it. And they hate each other instantly. It is instant hate each other.
Mm-hmm. In that first scenario.
Yes. Yeah. And then a couple chapters later, they meet again.
And it's a few years jump.
Is it? Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. It is a few years jump. They meet again at Sloane and Rowan's place. It is the opening night of Butcher and Blackbird. Mm-hmm. And they go out onto the balcony. They're super flirty. You think it's going to take off. They're not going to know. And then suddenly it clicks. Yeah. Those were the two from that Halloween night, and they're back to hating each other.
And so the reason why they hated each other initially is because when Lark calls up someone to clean up her mess, Lachlan is already in a pissy mood, and Lark is giving him a lot of attitude. And from his perspective, he's like, oh, this is some rich girl who is driving drunk and killed someone and doesn't care.
Yeah.
And so he's kind of a dick to her, and through him being a dick to her, he messes up the contract, her family's contract with his employer who, fixes situations, takes people out, etc., etc.
So you learn that Lark's family is into some shady shit. You don't fully realize it. Lark's great aunt does muffins.
Yeah, she's a muffin manufacturer.
But I guess there's a lot of shady dealings in muffinry, and then her stepdad has some type of...
Not muffinry.
not muffinry. Her stepdad has a lot of shady interests as well, too. I want to say he's probably mafia, but who knows?
Yeah, just very, general, a lot of money from questionable places.
Yes. And Great Aunt Ethel of muffinry figures out...
Famous for muffinry.
People start dying in their circles, basically. In these two families, the Kovaci family, which is Lark's stepdad's family, and the Montague family, they're known associates. Their family starts dying, and they know that somebody is out to get them, and they assume that it's Lachlan Kane because he flubbed the contract, and they wound up canceling the contract with the company that Lachlan worked for.
Because he's not mad at them as a whole. He doesn't blame them as a whole for getting in trouble with his boss.
Yeah.
He does blame Lark.
He does.
But it's valid for them to assume it's him.
So crazy Aunt Ethel knows that this is going on and convinces Lark that she needs to marry Lachlan, basically, to save Lachlan and to save Rowan and to also save Sloane's heart.
Because her family's like, whether he's doing it or not, let's take him out.
Yeah. And Lark knows that if they take Lachlan out, Rowan will tear apart the earth, trying to figure it out. And it's too much bloodshed. It's too much for someone who probably didn't do it. So Ethel convinces Lark that she needs to marry Lachlan, and Lark convinces Lachlan that Lachlan needs to marry her. And they get married. And that's basically how this sets up.
And then a subplot is someone that Rowan and Sloane pissed off in the first book is now out to get Lachlan specifically, possibly also Lark.
He's trying to get revenge on Sloane and Rowan.
Yeah, because they killed his brother. So he's like, I'll kill Rowan's brother. And sometimes he's like, brother for brother, eye for an eye. And sometimes he's like, well, I'll kill Sloane's basically sister.
Yep.
He's a little wishy-washy. I mean, we'll talk more about him later.
Yeah.
I have some questions about him.
I also. So that's basically the setup. That is how those two get together. And as we know with the tropes, they're gonna fall in love.
As they do. In romance novels that we cover.
Yes.
People tend to fall in love.
What?
What? Didn't see that one coming.
Oh, no.
So what was your first impressions?
First of all, I was so surprised that Lark was she calls herself a multiple deleter. I was so surprised. I actually was shocked.
I think she is more unhinged than, like, any other character in this book. Like, because when she's confronted by Lachlan of, like, oh, you're killing people, she's, like, maniacally laughing. Like,
he has her trophies.
Like, literally body parts that she's kept and put in, like, snow globes, made into, like, arts and crafts. And she just is, like, giggling as she's being found out.
Yes.
By her forced husband. I'm like, oh.
Who's a contract killer.
Homegirl is
unhinged.
Bananagrams.
Yeah, I literally put, she's a psychopath.
Yeah, and
I love that.
Don't know what it says about me because I have a big old book crush on her. A big one. A big one. I sure do.
So that was my very first, I was like, Lark is murdering people? And it really didn't sink into me until she put the man into the table. That was when I was like, oh, this is like, that's the third murder we've covered so far, I think. Maybe it was the second one. But I was like, she put a man into a coffee table.
Alive. A resin pour. Homie drowned in resin.
Man, I was like, this girl's nuts.
Yeah, and I love her.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hot. And you'll relate to this, as a late bloomer bisexual who married a man and, like, didn't realize I even liked women until I was an adult, I love, because this series as a whole, I'm way more into the women than I am to the men. And usually the comp pet is way too strong, way too powerful, and I just, like, immediately focus on men. And this series is like, no. And look at the ladies. And I'm like, oh, don't mind if I do. And I love it.
It's great. I like that the focus really is on the women. The stories are about the women, and then the men just have some chapters.
They're there for the good chapters, really.
As you said, lay and pipe.
Lay and pipe.
You like to read about men, lay and pipe.
It's a pastime of mine. I don't know if you could tell by this podcast that I host. I liked this one. I don't want to say I liked it more. This is more like in my realm of what I gravitate towards.
Fair. I think me too. The grumpy sunshine. I love a forced proximity. A forced marriage.
Yes.
I love when one of them is just like a grouchy asshole.
And not enemies to lovers.
Yes.
Is my favorite.
Loathing. Bring back loathing. Bring back yearning. There's so much yearning in this book. I think there's more yearning in this book because there's only like 1.5 spicy scenes.
And it's late in the book.
I was like starting to 75-80% into the book.
I was really starting to be like, does this count for the podcast?
Oh, it does. You get to it.
When it gets spicy, it's good. It is good.
The loathing was a big first impression of mine. I love the loathing. I love the banter. I ate that shit up. And then the audiobook narration. Stevie and I have not talked about this yet in our lives. Have you ever listened to anything from Quinn? Do you know what Quinn is?
I don't. Oh, is it I know what you're talking about.
The audio erotica.
Because a lot of podcasts advertise it.
Do they? I was just about to say, this podcast is not sponsored by Quinn, but it could be.
One day.
Maybe.
Keep listening. Rate, review, and subscribe.
The actor, Eric Nolan, I think his name is, but Eric, the voice actor for this, has a Quinn, he's an artist on Quinn, called The Devil of Dublin, and his stuff is spicy. It's real good.
Good stuff.
So I knew I was in for a treat when he was the audiobook narrator.
Yes. It almost felt, we talked about this because you listened to Butcher and Blackbird. I only read a Kindle version. This one I listened to, and I think it's the same style of audiobook that we talked about in our Butcher and Blackbird episode 1, where it's not like cinematic. It's not like a movie where there's like footsteps in the background and blah, 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 but there are 2 voice actors doing the MMC and FMC, and when it says Lark giggle, do you hear the female yeah, that, exactly. But also, that applies to the spicy scenes.
Yes, with the grunting and the moans and the breaths.
Mm-hmm. And I objectively am aware that we are reading porn. Like, that's what we're doing. But when it's like right in your ears and you're, I don't know, walking around the grocery store.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's a little intense.
It's a little intense. And I was like, oh.
I cannot listen not to take it back to Quinn, but if I'm listening, I cannot listen to Quinn anywhere else other than in my house.
Yeah. It's almost too hot.
Their socials are always like, you're at the grocery store and this is in your headphones. And I'm like, oh no. But so Butcher and Blackbird was the first book that I ever listened to on audiobook where I was like, I felt a little embarrassed. I was like, this feels like, like I was like hot under the collar. I was like, I was pearl clutching.
Yeah. But in a good way.
Yes, but I'm glad you got the same kind of reaction to Leather and Lark.
It felt like I was like, had my ear to the door of like 2 people having sex. Yes. And I was like, I'm intruding on something.
And that is what makes it a god tier audiobook.
They're great. And the voice actor sounds like, if you watch Ted Lasso, he sounds like Roy Kent. Oh my god. I loved every second of it because we don't need to go into that because not everyone has seen Ted Lasso, but just look up clips of Roy Kent. He's like, it's him and like the girl he ends up dating in that show is like quintessential sports romance, grumpy sunshine, really gruff, soft heart, hubba hubba. And that's all I have to say.
Okay.
So let's talk smut.
That's why we're here.
That's why we're here. It's in the title. So yeah, we touched on a surprising lack of smut for this show. But when you get there, it's holy shit.
So the very first spicy scene, Lark is wearing underwear with a vibrator in them, and surprisingly, to Lachlan, gives him the remote while she's on stage performing. Mm-hmm. And she wants him to make her come while on stage.
In front of a whole crowd of people.
In front of a whole crowd of people. People who came to see Lark perform.
Mm-hmm. And he does.
And he does. He does do it.
Sure does.
He takes her there. But that is like in chapter 18. And there's 26 chapters. So that's pretty late into the book.
But yeah.
I'm into it though.
On stage.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. It makes me think of... What's that movie? It's like an early 2000 rom-com, not 27 Dresses, but the same actress.
Katherine Heigl.
The Ugly Truth. That happens, except for he accidentally drops the remote in a restaurant and it gets kicked and a kid picks it up and thinks it's a toy.
Yep.
It's the funniest scene ever. But that is what I was thinking about while watching this very not funny hot scene, was that very silly funny scene. It was cute.
That's our first introduction.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get spicy in the bathroom backstage.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote, let the whore out, Lark, because she says, I'm not your princess, I'm not your
wife.
I'm not your wife, I'm your fucking whore, is what she says. And I was like, let the whore out, Lark. Let her out.
Good for you, Lark.
I want to see her, Lark.
Mm-hmm. And I have one word for you, and that is crawl. Oh my.
I annotated that.
The way my soul left my body reading that scene, because all up until this point, Lachlan is like a full-blown simp.
Yes.
Yes.
And then Lark gives him the green light, basically like, degrade me.
Yeah.
And he's like, done.
Steps up to the plate.
Absolutely.
Steps right up to the plate.
He needs no further instructions.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah, he says, get down on your hands and knees. And then he says, you're not my wife. And Lark is about to panic. And he says, you're just mine. Now crawl.
Soul left body.
Lachlan Kane, the man you are.
I astral projected.
Did you?
During that scene, I think.
And you're listening to it, too.
I was listening to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is so many. I annotated that. Absolutely, I annotated that.
That was the hottest fucking thing.
I think, is that chapter 20? Is that chapter 20? It is chapter 20, which in my notes I wrote, chapter 20 is pure perfection.
Pure perfection.
No notes, Brynne.
Nope.
Not a single goddamn note.
No note. She crushed it.
I also loved in that, so in chapter 18 at the very beginning, which is where Lark gives Lachlan the remote control, Lachlan first gives her a present, which is a handmade, like, harness to wear over her clothes. And there's stars on it, and that's where, like, the banter, like, the sexy, flirty banter starts. He's like, I made this star when I was thinking about this. I made this star after we had this little murderous activity together. And she said, what about the rest of the stars? And he said, you don't want to know what I was thinking about with the rest of the stars. And she's like, well, maybe I fucking do. Also, I got you a present, but don't open it until I tell you to. And then in that scene, when you get to the spicy scene in chapter 20, he makes her, like, leave the harness on. And
because it's, like...
It's like the mind.
The type where it's... Because he's a leather worker, so he made it. And it's that type where it almost looks like, not bondage, but it's like...
Yeah, like BDSM, like leather daddy.
It's like we've made kink very wearable now.
Yes.
Kink is fashion. But it's that, where a lot of, like, alt girls will, like, wear it.
Yes, where it's, it kind of is, like, the outline of what would be, like, a triangle top. That's how I'm envisioning it, anyway, with, like, rings and, like, belts on the side. And do you follow Sammy on...
I was just going to say,
Sammy.
If you follow Sammy on TikTok, let's get dressed.
Yes.
You know exactly what we're talking about. And then I don't feel like it was very spicy beyond that.
It wasn't. There's a little bit of flirting after that, and there's some implied sex scenes, but there's nothing as, like, explicit. They talk about, like, they make love, they're tangled up together, stuff like that. Or I think Lark says, like, he fucks me till I can't walk. Like, just things, but there's, like, nothing really explicit until you get to the bonus chapter. The bonus chapter.
I don't even know if I could say it. Oh my god.
I just immediately wrote yet another unprepped anal situation.
Correct. Yeah. So,
you ruined that for me. Like, I didn't even think about it.
I think about it every time. Lark pegs Lachlan, and she goes from being like, degrade me, daddy, to
I'm going to degrade you.
To get on your hands and knees. And Lachlan's done this before.
Yeah.
Because he's like, say less.
Yeah.
And listen, do you remember that old, like, 2020 era TikTok sound that's like, am I into this? No. Am I? I might be into this. That's how I feel about any time there's any kind of, like, homoeroticism. And the answer is yes.
Yes. I'm into it.
The answer is yes. I want to watch boys kissing boys.
As your right is as bisexual.
Especially hyper-masculine men.
Yeah.
Getting a little fruity.
Yeah.
It's the hottest thing, just objectively to watch. But yeah, any hyper-masculine man in any type of, homoerotic situation or homosexual situation is hot. And also good for you, Lark. I was so proud of her.
Yeah.
Want to know a fun fact about me?
Sure.
In college, there's a person I hooked up with. Later down the line, he gets pegged on the internet for money, which good for him.
Good for him.
He's very good at what he does. But all I can think of is I could have pegged someone.
I could have done that.
And that's an opportunity that I missed, and I will never have back. And he robbed that.
He owes you emotional compensation.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name names, but...
No, you should reach out to him and be like, I would have been into this.
Yeah.
If you just would have said something.
I'm sure my husband would really appreciate me reaching out to someone I hooked up with a decade ago and saying, I wish you let me beg you so I could say I did it once. Yeah. That's definitely on my to-do list.
I forgot about him for a second.
Listen, Morgan, I know you're trying to steal me from my husband, but we don't need to sabotage my marriage.
I'm just saying, Stevie, if you were my wife, you could message your ex about not getting to peg him in college.
Well, ex is a crazy word, but...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into, we've done the spicy scenes, we've done the smut talk. Let's get into, like, just some general book club things. Things that you loved, things that you hated.
Anything with Aunt Ethel. I loved her.
Oh my god, that in my stream of consciousness. I love Ethel.
She's a funny, funny old woman.
I, in my stream of consciousness, wrote, I know it's a book about murderers, but God, this kidnapping someone for you to murder them as a gift thing is so strange. Like, 3 question marks?
It's better than, so Lachlan kidnapped someone who enabled her child sexual abuse.
Yes.
And is like, here you go, take him out.
Take him out.
Which is better than, who did this to you? I will kill them for you.
Yes.
So
he puts the power back in her hands.
Yeah.
I understand the purpose of it, but it was just kind of weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because then she starts to feel like kind of lovey to him after that. And I'm like, he just raised someone to murder. You're so crazy.
Well, as we established earlier,
she's psycho.
So.
Oh, she's sweet but a psycho. Mm-hmm. A little bit psycho. But also in that same chapter, Lark says to the man, tell the devil the Canes send their regards. And I wrote, is a bar.
Mic drop.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it was more like the hammer drop because she gun.
Yeah.
She shot him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Good jokes really need to be explained like that, historically speaking.
Shut up. Shut up. Okay.
Really pretty.
Thank you so much. You're pretty.
I do.
Oh my god, thank you.
Okay. I touched on earlier how Lachlan is a complete simp. I love when you find out someone who is like stone cold, literally contract killer person is just a big ol' softie. And he's been through some shit, and he is still like, it's made him more compassionate than it has made him hard.
Yeah.
Which is just
the way you want it.
The way you want a person. The way I aspire to be, because can't relate. Tell you what. Everything I've been through has only made me bitchier. So good for you, Lachlan.
I think that's the same between Lachlan and Lark, though, right? Like, mm-hmm. Lark has also been through some shit, and it does give her more compassion. It gives her, she is that bubbly, sparkly person in spite of the things that she has been through, because that's who she wants to be. She doesn't want to let the traumatic shit that has happened to her kind of ruin who she could be as a person. She carries around gold stars, stickers, and gives them to people. Yeah, she tries to like make the people around her feel happy, and he tries to make the people around him feel safe and protected. And like that is how they've kind of like not processed their trauma, but like coped. Yeah, it's a coping mechanism. And the fact that Sloane tells him to read a romance novel. Yeah, in a very bitchy way. In a bitchy way, but he's like, okay, I guess I will. And then he does. He has interesting choices, though, because he just reads what we would read. Unhinged Smut. And it is, in fact, Death's Obsession by Avina St. Grace. That might be my favorite thing from the series, is smut is always referenced, and it is another actual piece of work in the real world. I can't wait to see what is referenced in the next one. I know, I was just thinking about that before we started recording. I'm so curious how it's going to get worked in. But I love it. 2 big things that I loved were Lark choosing love over and over again. So when her aunt is trying to convince her that she needs to marry Lachlan, it's because Aunt Ethel knows that to the family, like, marriage is sacred. Mm-hmm. And so she keeps saying, like, I'm choosing love. And I think the people, except for Ethel, around her, think that she's choosing it in a way of, like, no, I really do love him. Like, I really love Lachlan. But what she loves is Sloane. Mm-hmm. And she loves Rowan, and she loves their love together. And so she doesn't want their love to be taken away because of the love that she has. Mm-hmm. And then towards the end of the book, where she tells Abe, like, no, pick me, like, she's choosing that love again, mm-hmm. of, like, Sloane and Rowan and Lachlan. Because in the end, Abe sets it up where Lachlan will have to choose for Lark to die or Rowan to die, essentially. And Lark says, I'm not allowing him to make that choice. Kill me. Yep. In a fucking industrial muffin oven. Homegirl is going to be cooked. Muffinry. Baked. Yeah, talk about muffinry. So I just love that Lark over and over again was like, she chose love. That was like the theme of it. It's like, I'm going to make choices based in love. And then it did evolve to love for Lachlan. And I also love Lark's trophy crafts. That's if we want to talk about the most unhinged thing in this book,
yeah,
it's gotta be the trophy crafts.
It absolutely is.
So what do we got? We got a snow globe with a finger in it.
Mm-hmm.
We've got like little maracas with teeth in them, made out of, I think, skin.
I think so.
I think so. She put a man in a resin coffee table
that she lives with.
That she lives with. Is in her house.
Mm-hmm.
It is in her house. Do you remember some of the other things?
I don't remember. But it was, I think those were the wildest.
Yeah,
for sure.
Those were definitely out there. I am obsessed with them. Lachlan gives her one.
A heart. The heart of the guy who is...
the principal of the school that she kills.
Yeah.
Yep, he gives her a heart suspended in some type of
resin
liquid.
with like gold wires and shit around it.
Yep. Oh god. Those are so weird.
It's so weird. And you know how like in A Court of Thorns and Roses, people love to be like, what if Feyre's like a terrible painter and the people around her just love her and are nice about it? That's my favorite. Yes. I'm picturing like kindergarten snow globe, but like with body parts. Like I do not think that they are good crafts.
I also am not imagining. I'm imagining for the one with the teeth, you know, those like rainmakers that you would make with like paper towel tubes and like tape and beans and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like that's what I'm picturing for the teeth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Toilet paper tubes like with maracas
but like
and beans.
Skin flaps instead
of. Yeah, Lark's trophy crafts, I think, are the most unhinged part of this entire book.
It's so funny.
And they're so good.
It's adorable.
They're one of my favorite things, but truly the most unhinged.
Yeah, that is, again, Brynne Weaver, with your Google history, you have to be on a watch list.
How are you not on a watch list?
Do you have any critiques?
Yeah, I think we probably have the same critique, and that is Abe Midas. Abe Miller, whatever his name winds up being. He is
He's the person who's pursuing Lachlan and Lark.
He's the antagonist, really. He's the villain.
Yeah, to kill them because Rowan and Sloane killed his brother.
And he's also the one who's killing the inner circles of the Kovaci family and the Montague family. Like, he's the one who's responsible for all of those murders.
And that's where he lost me. Because his motivation to kill Lachlan and maybe Lark made sense. It was eye for an eye. He kept like referencing the Bible, eye for an eye type of thing. Mm-hmm. And then he started killing Lark's family members, and I'm like, it didn't seem to align with his characterization to me.
It did, but it didn't. And I think the problem is that there wasn't enough insertion of Abe in places to make it to get you there. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, Abe, when he kills Ethel, he's talking about these people deserved it. And I have been called on by my God to deliver these souls to him, basically. Mm-hmm. These people who have done wrong.
For judgment.
Yes. So he's seeing it as a way of like, he's righting wrongs. But I think we're not in Abe's head enough to really get that characterization of him. And it really makes sense to me at the end when Lark admits that she had said to Abe, she was trying to figure out Abe's motivation, right? And she said, I killed someone that you loved. And Abe didn't know that Lark was a multiple deleter. And so he's like, oh, this is perfect. Like, you do deserve exactly the punishment I'm doling out. Like, God delivered you to me. Mm-hmm. And this is it. I'm fulfilling his word, basically.
And again, this was also my critique of book one. I would say less so, where I felt like the big climax where like Abe has Lark and is she gonna die was resolved very, very quickly. Like, that situation takes 2 chapters of where's Lark? She's kidnapped. We need to find her. Found her immediately, saved her. But I will say, she was in trouble. She was in trouble. I was more like, oh shit, she's in an oven that he tampered with. Even if they kill him, will they be able to get her out?
Yeah.
I knew they would, but there was a little bit more of like
it was a little more high stakes than somebody shaving flesh off of someone else's forearm.
And talk about a way... Add that to like the bottom of my list of how I want to fucking go. Cooked in an oven?
No, thank you.
Oh my god. A literal oven?
Yeah.
Yikes.
I think it would get so hot very quickly. You would go very quickly.
Yeah,
because your body can't tolerate. Well, you can't breathe anymore at that point. Like, it sucks all the fire's burning all the oxygen out of the air. So you'd go pretty quickly. However, would not be a fun way to go.
Not at all.
It would be a long 3 or 4 minutes.
A very long 3 or 4 minutes. My one final critique is I understand Lachlan as a character didn't choose the murder life chose him. He was kind of, as a child, got in trouble, and he wound up in the situation where he was indebted to the person he works for as a contract killer.
Yep.
But I wish he was a little bit more murdery. Especially when Lark was taken, I wish he went a little bit more psycho.
A little more John Wick.
Yeah, and he was a little pitiful.
Yeah.
It was sad.
But
he took care of business, but I wanted him to be like, that's my woman, motherfucker. You know? Instead of like, no, please.
Well, Avid set it up in a way of like, you have to pick one. Because
I get it.
Either this bomb goes off or this oven goes off, and I'm the only one who can do either of those things.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. But thankfully, Rose was there.
Thank fuck for Rose. I have a feeling we'll be saying that a lot in the next book.
I agree.
And it's going to take a while for Fian to get with the fucking program, and it's going to frustrate the shit out of me.
I'm really interested in how that book's going to go. Because
I have no idea what the dynamic is going to be.
Yeah, because so far it's been 2 murderers.
Mm-hmm.
And Fian's a doctor.
Mm-hmm. And it's described as a serial killer romance again.
Yeah.
So who is it?
It's Rose. It's Rose.
Big killer energy.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and give our rating.
I gave it 4 stars.
I also gave it 4 stars.
Solid 4 stars. I loved the loathing. I loved the yearning. I loved the I'm about to beg, and I said, please fucking do put me out of my misery. Like, and then I said I blacked out around here. It's fine. It just got so good. Yeah, I think 4 stars. I think if the stuff with Abe could have been worked out, I could have bumped it up to like 4.5 or 5 stars. Mm-hmm. I do tell everyone about these books because I love them. I think they're a great time. Mm-hmm. So
they're really fun. And I think with the antagonist, because this was the issue with both books, I think the point is the like relationship and love that's building. And there's also,
bad people in the
background. And so like that's just less important. But as a reader, it can be like, yeah. But I get it.
These are rom-coms with murderers.
Precisely.
I don't even know if I'd call them, like, dark, because...
I don't think I'd call this a dark romance.
They're just funny.
Yeah.
It's like a Mr. or Mrs. Smith kind of thing, right? Like, it's just funny. Mm-hmm. And they also kill people.
Yeah. Sometimes in funny ways.
Sometimes, like, putting them in a resin table.
Or blowing them up with fireworks while playing Katy Perry. I want to kiss Lark on the lips. She's so funny.
She's a force.
Spicy level, I gave it like a 2 out of 5.
Yeah, I would give it a 2.5, 2.5, because there's not a lot of spice throughout the whole book, but the spice that you have is definitely
spicy.
Spicy.
Yeah. Unhinged level.
Listen, I would give this a 3 on the unhinged scale because of Lark's murderous streak. The way she crafts. It's the crafting.
It's the crafting.
Stevie, it's the crafting. It's not just taking a trophy, right? They take trophies. That's fine. We know this about serial killers. They take trophies. But it's the crafting.
After being reminded of the, like, skin tooth maracas, I went ahead and bumped my unhinged level up to 2 straitjackets from 1, because you're right. Lark brings the unhinged.
Lark is unhinged.
For this book.
She's fully unhinged.
Everything else is pretty tame. But she is the unhinged one.
She is the unhinged one. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
In that scene in the restaurant when the 4 of them, Butcher, Blackbird, Leather, and Lark, all of them go out to have lunch, and then that woman comes in and she's like flirting.
Just like vaguely flirting with Lachlan.
And then Lark gets up and is like, I've got to go. And then Rowan and Sloane are giggling, and they're like, you better go get your girl before she winds up on the 9 o'clock news. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And Lark is in a full murderous rage, ready to plant glitter bombs in this woman's house.
Stalking her.
For lightly flirting with her fake husband.
And insinuating that she was his ex, which he wasn't.
She was not. She's Fion's ex.
Yep.
She's fully unhinged. She's fully unhinged. And I would give it a 3 unhinged because I'm not looking at this going, what the fuck am I reading? Like, that would be like a 4 or 5 unhinged. But like, this is solidly a 3 unhinged for me. Specifically because of Lark.
Fair.
And I'm so excited for the unhinged level that Rose is going to bring because Rose is way more unhinged.
Rose was in the circus. And listen, fun fact about me, I worked with some circus people.
Did you?
I can tell you what. Yeah. I got circus runs.
I am.
And it's an interesting community.
I'm sure.
So, fun little extras. I was thinking of fan cast again, but only because I could only picture Lark as Sabrina Carpenter. And I think it's because she's a blonde singer, but also I think Sabrina Carpenter would really lean into like
Yes.
bubbly, happy, but like that's a thin veil over the crazy.
Yes.
I think she'd own it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm 100% behind you on that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think about a fan cast, but...
My one for Lachlan, because of the audiobook narrator sounding so much like Roy Kent from Ted Lasso, I could only picture Brett Goldstein, which objectively, no. But it's all I can picture.
Let me see what other people have picked for fan art.
I have a hard time. I didn't like any of the fan art.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Him.
Almost like a Clark Kent, a heavily tattooed Clark Kent looking, because he does wear glasses.
He does wear glasses.
He's rough.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a motorcycle dude.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, he's a leather worker, right? So
I almost kind of picture the aesthetics of like Hosier. I keep picturing, it's purely coincidence that I keep picking Irish people to be these Irish characters, because that was unintentional with both my fan cast for Rowan and my fan cast for Lachlan. But yeah, I picture him really tall. I think long hair is kind of what I'm thinking. Okay. Yeah, if Hosier had tattoos, there's also a bit of a softie.
No, come on, give me a picture, not a video. The man who chops wood.
On TikTok.
On TikTok.
I think that's really valid. I think in the way I pictured him in Butcher and Blackbird is really different from how I pictured him in Leather and Lark. That was one of my notes that I didn't touch on, is the way Sloane perceived him is really different from how he's portrayed in this book. In my opinion, he's much softer.
That's that.
That's that. So our next book, which these books keep setting us up for our next one. And The Dragon's Bride was referenced in Butcher and Blackbird, which we covered last month. And so obviously we have to read Death's Obsession by Avina St. Grace next.
No, we absolutely have to.
Like, I don't make the rules.
Especially after that little scene in the car where Lachlan's phone was connected and Lark got to hear it.
I'm curious if that's an actual line from the book. I guess we'll find out.
I bet it is.
I'm sure it is.
I think Brynne was probably very true to what the
book
book was. If she threw the book name in there, I would assume.
It has to. Yeah, she didn't explicitly say The Dragon's Bride. I just knew because I'm cultured. It's like, oh, dragon with 2 penises. I'm familiar.
That's my specialty.
Yeah. Oh my god. Put that on my fucking gravestone. But anyways, with Death's Obsession, I think we're going a little dark, somehow darker than romance novels about serial killers. Somehow. Because this book, I will read you the back of the book description. Death's Obsession by Avina St. Grace. Death is meant to come on a chariot of broken dreams, or in the dark trenches of a storm, not in love letters and gifts. He did not take my soul when I was meant to die. He did not want it all the other times that I've offered it to him on a silver platter. Yet time and time again, he reminds me that I am his night monster, his dark love, his perfect other. Death was the only thing keeping me alive. He watches me from his corner, taunts me with sweet messages, marks my body with his touch as I sleep. He took the people that I love away from me. Still, no one believed me when I said that I saw the faceless man on the night of the accident. No one can escape death. Me, I'm chasing it. So this book, from what I've seen on TikTok, it's a little bit more hee-hee-ha-ha than the description makes it sound. Because essentially, Death, the Grim Reaper, is her stalker and has kept her alive at times where she should have died. And she can kind of see him but can't. And like he's like doing her dishes for her and like taking care of her because she's not taking care of herself. And she's like, I'm going crazy because things are happening in my apartment. And it's Death. It's the Grim Reaper. I see him in the corner. And so she's going on medication. But he's like switching out her medication because she doesn't need it. Because she's not crazy.
This almost feels like a dark, silly, modern Belladonna retelling.
I was thinking that because we talked about doing Belladonna because the fact that it is a romance about Death, the Grim Reaper, is unhinged in its nature. But those books are too pretty.
They're YA.
They're too pretty to be in this and not spicy enough.
No.
This one, however, I think is going to be more our speed.
Yeah, as I'm like listening to it, I'm like, that's Belladonna.
Yeah.
This is grown up, unhinged Belladonna.
Precisely.
I'm into it.
Which I'm super excited about.
So that will be our next book, and I'm stoked. All right, so that's it for this episode of the Unhinged Smut Book Club. Thanks for reading with us. I'm Morgan.
And I'm Stevie. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe so you never miss an episode filled with chaos, kink, and questionable literary choices.
Until next time, keep it spicy.